Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ananda Abdullathif Faturrachman from Manufacturing MSU third semester, and this is thermodynamic. Thermodynamic is a Greek language which thermos means heat and dynamic means change or shift. Thermodynamic is the physics of energy, heat, work, entropy, and the process of spontaneity. Thermodynamic is closely related to static mechanics, in which thermodynamic relationship was originated. The basic of thermodynamic is the division of the world into systems limited by reality or ideal of the limit. Systems that are not included in the consideration of classified as environmental. Usually, the system can be given clearly using a detailed condition, which can be broken down into several parameters. From the basic principle, thermodynamics is in general can be derived in the relationship between quantities. System of thermodynamics. The thermodynamic system is part of the universe that is considered. A real or imagined boundary separates the system from the universe, which is called the environment. The classification of thermodynamic system is based on the nature of the system environmental boundary and the transfer of matter, heat, and entropy between the system and the environment. Three systems of thermodynamic: isolated system, closed system, and open system. In the isolated system, there is no exchange of heat, object, or work with the environment. The example of the isolated system are the insulated gas cylinder. Closed system. On the closed system, there is an exchange of energy, which is heat or work, but there is not exchange of object with the environment. Whether a system exchange heat, work, or both is usually considered as its limiting property. The limiting property was adiabatic delimiter or rigid delimiter. With the adiabatic delimiter does not allow exchange of hot, and with the rigid delimiter there does not allow exchange of work. Greenhouse was this example. And lastly, open system. There is an exchange of energy, heat or work, and object with the environment. A constraint that allows the exchange of the object is called permeable. The ocean was this example. But the fact of the system, there are no systems that completely isolated from the environment, because there is a bound to be little mixing, even if only a slight acceptable of gravitational drawdown. In an isolated system analysis, the energy entering the system equals the energy leaving it. The state of thermodynamics. When the system is in a state of balance, it is called a certain state. For certain thermodynamic circumstances, many properties of the system are specified. The rest of this section consider only properties which are function of the state. The minimum number of properties that must be specified to describe the state of particular system is determined by Gibbs' path of law. And the law of thermodynamics. There are four laws of thermodynamics. The first law are the zeroth law, or the very first. The zeroth law of thermodynamics defines thermal equilibrium and form a basis for the definition of temperature. It says that if two systems are each in thermal equilibrium with the third system, then they are in thermal equilibrium with each other. And second, the first law. The first law of thermodynamics says that energy passes into or out of the system as work, heat, or matter. The system internal energy changes in according with the law of conservation of energy. Equivalently, perpetual motion machine of the first kind, machine that produce work with no energy input, are impossible. The second law of thermodynamics can be expressed into two main ways in terms of possible process. Rudolf Clausius stated that heat does not spontaneously pass from a cooler body to a warmer body. Equivalently, perpetual motion machine of the second kind, machine that spontaneously convert thermal energy into mechanical work, are impossible. The term of entropy in the nature of thermodynamic process, the sum of the entropies interacting thermodynamic system increase. And the third law, lastly, the third law of thermodynamics stated that a system entropy approach a constant value as the temperature approach absolutely zero. With the exception of non-crystalline solid or gases, the entropy of the system at absolute zero is typically close to zero. And that's it for this presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.